What is going on, everybody? Back at it again with another one. Let's do a little overview of this book, Deathstroke, the New 52. If you don't know, let's go. Alright guys, back at it again. It's your boy Conehead. We're going to do a little overview of the Deathstroke New 52, one of my favorite characters. This book is older, so some of you probably already read it. Some of you might not have read it, but I tell you what, it is definitely worth the read. This is out of print, so if you're gonna get it, you gotta get it in the aftermarket, which is what I did. I paid, I think, $100 for it in the aftermarket on a Facebook group. The original price for it is $75, so it's a $75 cover price, which means when it was out, you probably got it for like $50 or so. But it's older and it is out of print, so I paid $100, actually $106 with shipping, so not too bad of a aftermarket price. But this is the cover in the back, and it is a great book. There's a little end story at the end of it. I haven't read that yet. Here is the hardcover. Right here. And the artwork is freaking amazing in this book. It does change though. When it gets over to Red Hood, you notice the artwork starts changing. So whoever was doing the art, they switched artists. I don't think they switched the person writing it, but they did switch the artist. Let's see. Deathstroke, the New 52 Omnibus, collects the complete series from acclaimed writer artist Tony S. Daniels, Batman, and host of the great comic talents including James Bonney, the Savage Hawkman, Tyler Kirkham, Green Lantern Corps, and Sandu Flora Detective Comics. Collects Deathstroke number 1 through 20, Deathstroke Annual number 1 and 2, and DC Sneak Peek Deathstroke number 1. Maybe that's the one at the back. Deathstroke Assassins for Hire. So this whole book, he starts off as like a he starts off as him, talking about himself. And then he gets into this fight, and then basically he's pretty much dying, and he comes back. Someone gives him something. He comes back as a younger version of him, so nobody really knows that it's him. So this whole entire book is basically him looking for his kids, Jericho and Rose. And Jericho's got like this mind control power, so he can kind of, if somebody else can mind control, he can see what they're thinking. He can stop that mind control. He's got these green eyes, like his grandfather. And then his daughter Rose is pretty much like him, just whooping ass with some swords. But she's pretty badass too. They're both pretty badass. A pretty badass family when they come together. But they both hate him because he's never there. But he knows they're in trouble, so this whole book is about him trying to find them. And there's some funny shit. Like he's pretty funny in a lot of these parts. But I mean, everybody is. There's a lot of different characters in this book. The grandfather's in this book. Who's the first guy? I forget this guy's name. The first guy that kills him, or tries to kill him. They're going back and forth, and then this dude gives him some kind of medicine. Anyway. He goes back to where he's young, and then he's trying to find his kids. He's trying to help his kids. And he just keeps coming across all these people. And what's funny about this is that he keeps getting played. He gets played and played and played and played and played throughout this whole book. It's just like every time he gets close to his kids, something happens, and all of a sudden he don't remember shit. Like he don't remember what the hell just happened. And then he's not by his kids again. So he's constantly looking for his kids, but I mean, everybody is like using him to get something else, making him think that he's going to get to his kids, and he don't. Um, he gets to the grandfather. That's where Harley Quinn comes in. He has to go to Gotham City. Batman does show up for a minute, and he fights. He gets in a fight with Batman, um, which is right here. Like I said, there's some great art in this. And then Harley Quinn, Harley Quinn. Oh my god, oh my god. What is the cliffhanger? This is going to be the fight of the century. The world's greatest detective versus the world's most deadly assassin. So, Harley Quinn is her goofy ass, sarcastic self. But the artwork in this shit is freaking amazing. So basically, he gets in a fight with Batman. Harley Quinn plays him. He gets out of that, and there's just like so many different actors different characters in this. Actors, yeah. But this was a real movie. I don't know who this guy is. He looks like a robin with wings. I don't know who that is. This is actually okay. So I started collecting all those omnibuses in January, and I started reading, and I'll pick up and set down, pick up, set down. This is the first one that I picked up and I did not set down. Like, I just read it and I went through it, and this is a great freaking book. So it's actually the first omnibus, not the first one I bought. It is the first one that I made it through. So let's get through this a little bit. Oh, and then he has to go to, he gets told that because when he comes back and he no longer has, he's no longer rich. And he's not healing as fast. Like his healing, his ability to heal, he's not healing as quick. So he gets sent to this island to kill this god, and it ends up being a statue. He breaks the statue, and the statue ends up being like well, he wasn't told it was a god. He was told to come kill this, and then he breaks the statue thinking this guy's inside of it. And the little dude's got a floating head that he can see. It's fucking weird. But when he breaks the statue, he actually releases a god that tries to take over and kill the whole world. And that's where Wonder Woman comes in. So you got a lot of good characters. Like Wonder Woman's pretty badass in this book. And then you get them two fighting, and then she realizes, hey, he's trying to help. So then, they have to fight, and then Superman comes in. They get thrown into this whole other world. Him and Wonder Woman. That the god is playing mind tricks on him. So he gets thrown into this whole other world, and then Superman ends up coming. And Superman wants to fight him until Wonder Woman says, "Stop! He's here to help us." But the god is playing tricks on him and everything. And this is a fucking great book, and the art, like, it's great art. But the funny part is that they end up killing the god. Sorry if I'm ruining these parts for you, but you're kind of gonna know anyway, right? It's a Deathstroke book. Deathstroke's gonna make it out to be in the whole story. But he's getting played and getting played and getting played and getting played. You don't know who's got his kids. Harley Quinn's playing him. Everybody's using him for something. Harley Quinn wants him to kill, what's her face? The suicide leader, Waller. He would kill Waller for her, so she starts playing him. Even Deadshot's in here. Deadshot comes in, and then you got the Black Manta that comes in right there, takes him underwater. That fight don't last long. Black Manta and Deathstroke. That fight don't last long, but it's crazy how many characters, like, that they bring into this. So I don't know what happened really before that. Something in Russia, it says. Um, I'm telling you, great book though. Great book if you can get your hands on it. Oh, and then so they end up freeing this guy Snakebite, and then Snakebites through the rest of this movie. He's kind of a he starts off as like, it's crazy because he starts off as like this big scary dude, and then all of a sudden throughout the rest of the story he's kind of a dork. He's like weird. And then he, let's see, oh yeah, and even they go to Lex Luthor's corporation. So all of a sudden Lex Luthor's got these so he fights this robot dude, and then he gets thrown underground, and Lex Luthor's got like all these kryptonite people that he created from Superman with the backwards S, and they have to like let them all loose in order to set this power off to reverse it and get them to kill them all. So all of a sudden the robot that he was fighting, he's no longer fighting. It seems like that throughout the whole story. Like he starts fighting somebody, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, you're just trying to find your kids. Well, let us help." They get through that, get through Lex Luthor. He had this thing to try and find his daughter. She's not there. And then the lawmaker, or the lawman, this dude, him and Snakebite are pretty much through the rest of the story. So he was like a friend in the war with Slade Wilson a long time ago, and Slade Wilson thought he died. Well, he died like every other character in DC, right, where they come back to life as something else, like Snakebite. But he's got that mind control, and he's controlling the daughter. Really, it's so that's where Red Hood comes in. He finds him trying to beat up, what's this dude's name? This is the dude through the rest of the story. The dude that Victor. Okay, so Victor was helping him. Really, Victor was playing him the whole time. So he finds out Victor's playing him, and he tries to kill him. And that's where Red Hood comes in. So Victor hired Red Hood to not kill Deathstroke, but slow him down. But what's funny is that, okay, they get in this fight, and then they're good, right? The Snakebite comes in, and then they get taken to another country, where the lawman and Snakebite's there, and Victor. So they're all fighting, and then Red Hood's like, well, he shouldn't be going down like that, so let me step in. And he steps in, right, and starts helping. And then the daughter shows up. They got mind control over the daughter, so the lawman can control his daughter. So you think that the daughter's like against him. Really, it's not. It's the lawmaker controlling her to kill her own dad. But what's funny is Red Hood's like, okay, let me help out. Pow, 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 pow. And all of a sudden, okay, oh, this is going to be pretty fucking sweet, right? Because you got Red Hood and Deathstroke teaming up, right? And then out of nowhere, let me see if I can find that. Yeah, out of nowhere, right here. Out of nowhere, Batman steps in and he's like, this isn't your fight. Help me find Joker. And Red Hood's like, okay, peace. What the fuck? Like, this was about to be a good fight. Like, you got two badass Red Hood and Deathstroke. I was like, oh, this is gonna be sweet if they like start teaming up and just going at it. No, Batman shows up. This isn't your fight. What do you mean this isn't my fight? And he's just like, okay, and takes off. Well, you know, he's gotta. He hates the Joker, right? Because the Joker did that to him. But whatever. It's Deathstroke's story, so. So he's trying to find his kids, you know, and then Ra's al Ghul comes in, and you know he's got the League of Assassins, and he wants Deathstroke to join him, but Deathstroke don't want to join him. And as the book goes on, Jericho, his son, he's learning how to control his powers more. He's learning. And they end up escaping. Deathstroke, Slade Wilson, Jericho, and Rose, and they go to the League of Assassins. Well, the lawman is on like the other side of the world or the other side of the country or something, and he can still control her. So he has her attack her dad, Slade, and then Jericho comes in and does the mind power and knocks him away from her head, but also puts her where they think she's dying, or she is dying. But that was the only option to get her to free from his mind control. And then Ra's al Ghul is like, I can save her. She's just got to take this every day. Jericho's got to go in and bring her back to this world, with his mind control. But she's got to take this every day. But the only way I'm going to do it is if you guys swear to, be under me, basically. Swear to the League of Assassins. And they're like, well, we're going to do anything to keep her alive. So they get her back, and then all of a sudden you got Mystia, and then Snakebite, and then the Lawman, all know they're coming, and Victor. They're all kind of hiding now. They went from chasing after him to hiding. And Victor's always kind of this guy in the back, right? He's the guy on the computer that's telling everybody what to do. Well, they start heading there, and Ra's al Ghul is like, okay, take this road so that you don't die on the battlefield. And Jericho's reading his mind, is like, it's not real. It's fake medicine. I'm the one that saved her. I'm the one that brought her back. So he tells Deathstroke that without Ra's al Ghul knowing. So basically, Ra's al Ghul set them up. So they ended up start fighting them. They get to the end, and Ra's al Ghul is like, "Don't kill nobody. Don't kill nobody. I want them to join the League of Assassins." And they all swear to him. Okay, Snakebite and everybody. Victor. And as Victor does, Deathstroke kills him. And then he's like, you weren't supposed to kill him, blah, blah, blah. And basically, so they start fighting. And then Jericho does his mind control and takes over, pretty much knocks out Ra's al Ghul, because Ra's al Ghul, he's been here for centuries and centuries, whatever, training. So it'd be pretty hard for Deathstroke to kill him, but apparently his kid can do some damage. So that gives enough for Slade to, fight him. But then they all Jericho's like, you don't control us no more, and we take back we resign to what we said. And Ra's al Ghul's like, okay, you guys resign. And then they all take off in a plane. And then it's just Deathstroke, Slade Wilson, his daughter Rose, and then his son Jericho are just like chilling there, and he finally gets to his kids, and he's finally like, oh, we can fight as a family. And then when this all ends and they're sitting there on this burning island with a bunch of dead people, and all the other guys took off, he's like, I just come to the conclusion that I'm better off. You guys are better off without me. So they take off, and he's like, now I'm alone. Well, they give him a hug, and then they take off, and he's like, now I'm alone. This is the way it should be. So this whole freaking book, I mean, that's a great story. I love it. I love the artwork. The artwork definitely changes when that Red Hood comes in. I like the previous artwork before the Sun artwork. It is still good artwork. Um, but this whole book, he's like getting played, and how to find his kids. And every time he gets close to his kids, um, something happens, and then he finally gets them, and then they all know how to fight. Like Rose kicks ass, and Jericho's got that where he can just blow somebody up with his mind control. And he's like, it's an awesome little team. And he's like, you guys are probably better off without me. Jericho don't really want to kill anyway. Rose wants to whoop ass, but Jericho's like, I don't want to follow Dad's footsteps, whatever. But then they take off, right? So it's Deathstroke, and he's like, it's just me, the assassin. And then it's the end of the story. And then they got this little story after it. Who's the Balkan? I don't know. Seems to be another little Deathstroke story. I have to read that. Yeah, the artwork's definitely different in it. I don't know what that's about. But yeah, I am Deathstroke, the Terminator. The end. That's that. So definitely a great book. Definitely worth it. Now I got through it. I'm gonna go put it back in my little Omnibus library over there. I definitely like how they had so many different characters in this book. From Batman to Red Hood to Black Manta to Harley Quinn to Deadshot. And it definitely keeps you interested. Even at the end, Rose is like, well, I see you getting old again, because his beard starts growing back and everything. And he's like, being with this family would do that to you. But then it just goes to, like, he's on his own again. Which, I mean, it's Deathstroke, so I guess he should be on his own. And these swords are only in it for just the time where he's got to kill the god when he's with Wonder Woman, and which the swords are pretty badass too, because they change into whatever he needs them to change into, and they pretty much control him. Like, he was kind of losing his powers or his fighting abilities, and these swords kind of just took control over him, and then they turn into whatever that they need to be. But I kind of put a lot of spoilers in there, and so definitely a spoiler review. But definitely a great book. Definitely a great book. Definitely great artwork. It's just crazy how he's just getting played through this whole book. Like, this whole book is nothing but him getting played and played and played and played. You think he would learn, because he's a very intelligent guy. He even says it at the beginning, how they don't even use no technology. They like everything like paperwork, because they know that somebody could hack them. So he's a very intelligent guy, which he's one of my favorite characters. But he's just getting played throughout the whole fucking book, like getting played and played and played and played and played. You'd think he would figure it out. He was getting played, but he just don't figure it out until the end. When Victor's playing him, Harley Quinn's playing him, Ra's al Ghul's playing him. Ra's al Ghul just wanted more people for the League of Assassins. His grandfather was, I don't say his grandfather was playing him, because he didn't even like, not his grandfather, his dad would have been Jericho and Rose's grandfather. He didn't like him anyway. But they all seemed to, like, everybody had this, like Ra's al Ghul has this League of Assassins, this guy has Dead Bastards, and everybody has a bunch of people, where Deathstroke is mainly just Deathstroke trying to find his kids, and he's badass by himself. So, but I think it would be a really great book to see him and Red Hood teaming up. That would be pretty fucking sweet, because it was pretty cool seeing the two of them team up for a second until Batman showed up talking about, this isn't your fight, help me find Joker. I was like, what? And he's just like, peace out. Like, come on, for real. So, I do got the statue coming, the Deathstroke statue coming. Should be here anytime, so stay tuned for that. And the new Deathstroke Omnibus is coming out. I forget the title of it, but the new Deathstroke Omnibus is coming out here in a couple months, so I'm definitely getting that. I got my statue on the way. That'll be here. So if you'd like to see the rest of it, then join me. Like, comment, and subscribe. And if you don't know, now you know. It's a great book, guys. Pick it up. Peace.